Hi guys, welcome back to We Gonna Talk About It. It's your girl Kenyatta. Blessings to all. Thank you guys for joining in on our platform today. My peoples, today's topic is how do you know he's the one? Somebody asked me to touch on this because they wanted to hear what my peoples had to say and what they thought about it. Um, Me personally, I don't know, to be honest. This one really got me like a little bit where I'm undecided what I really want to say. Um One thing is this, like, I believe one of the things how you know the person that you're dating is the one is you only want to be with them. That's one of the things I believe. Um when you have other opportunities that come in your realm and you decide not to go with that and you just want to be with that one person, I believe that that means you really, really love them, or you really, really, really in likes with them. Um, it's just I don't believe in. I believe in love at first sight, like I said, but I don't believe in butterflies in the stomach and all of that. I don't think that's real. I think it's just a gut feeling that you get. I mean, it's just simple as that for me. That's what I believe, my opinion, guys. I tried to think of so many things that made me know that my husband was the one. I couldn't really think of nothing that was like hardcore factual, except for the one thing, like I said. And the only reason why I was able to say just that one thing is because I was dating other people. Like, I was seeing mad people. And because I was dating a whole bunch of people at one time, when he finally came around and we started dating, like, I started cutting people off. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I wanted to be with him. I wanted to make him number one. That's how I knew personally. Um, I think you can't truly decide unless you have a a bunch of opportunities. Like, how could you really decide? It's like, for instance, I love strawberry ice cream. How would I know I love strawberry ice cream if I didn't try chocolate or vanilla or pistachio or, rum raisin? How would I know that I love strawberry ice cream? I need to try the other flavors too. That is what I believe. This is what I believe. The only way you're going to know is if you try other flavors and they just was like, they was mediocre. You liked them too, but it wasn't like you loved that strawberry. When you eat that strawberry, it just tastes so good to you. That's how I felt about my husband. There was no butterflies. There was none of that junk. Um, I just I knew. I knew everybody was getting cut off. And I knew it because I was like, oh, okay, this is good. This one right here. But I'm gonna tell you guys what come with that too. Say you trying to figure out if that person is the one, but on the other hand, that person thinks that you're not the one for them. What do you do then? Are you stuck? Like, what do you do if that person is your one but you're not their one? What do you do then? Drop comments. I want to hear that. Do you just move on, or do you try to wait a little bit longer to see if you may become their number one? You know what I'm saying? Um, I got lucky. I was his number one too. He was doing the same thing I was doing. Both of us were the same. We was out there. Um, and when we met, we, we meshed. You know what I'm saying? Um, we were still fooling around with other people. He was doing it, I was doing it, but we were young. I was 14 years old. My husband was in his 20s already. So it was different for me. I was able to, like, I had boyfriends. I started very young. I had boyfriends, and I didn't want to be with them no more because I wanted to be with him. And that was just it. When it's a gut feeling. It's not something that you write on a piece of paper, like, oh well, check he got this, check he got that, check. No, that's not what it was about for me. At least I just knew, because I had a gut feeling. And like I said, I started cutting mad people off. I didn't want to be bothered with nobody else, you know what I'm saying? I was telling other people, like, I'm in a serious relationship right now, I can't be with you, it's done. Whatever we was doing, we ain't doing it no more. That's how it was for me. How was it for you? How did you know your one was your one? Did you get the butterflies in your stomach? Because I don't know that that exists. I never felt it before. And that's just honestly speaking. Um, Somebody asked me to ask this question, but truthfully, I'm answering it from my opinion, guys, what I just said. But she want to hear other people say what they think about it. What do you think about it, people? How do you know when that one is your one? How do you know you're not wasting your time? Um, you know, when you're investing in a relationship and you're living with somebody, you're investing your time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are paying bills together and stuff. If y'all are living together and y'all are a couple, how do you know that that's really your one? Is it because y'all are holding each other down? Because to me, that comes with being said. If you live with somebody, y'all are supposed to work together. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to pay bills together. I feel like you it's I it's just hard. I don't know that there's another way to know, except for you feel it in your gut or you tasted the other flavors. How can you compare it to anything if you didn't have nothing to compare it with? How? What if it's your first boyfriend? How would you know he's the one if you ain't have nobody to compare it to? That's why I'm like, I don't know about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know, guys. I'm speechless with this one, really. That's the only thing I could think of for myself. Okay. If I had nothing to compare it to, I wouldn't have said he was my one. I would have just said, I loved him and I knew that I wanted to marry him. That's it. But that doesn't mean that's my soulmate. That's my one. Okay. That's what I believe. So I knew. I knew. Um, I knew with being with him, he would be a good provider. He would be a good father. I knew these things. Um, I knew he was somebody I wanted to marry. I cared about him. Um, I wanted to give my husband a baby at 16. I don't have to lie about it. It's just what it is. Um, but my husband was always thinking with this head. He's since I've known him, he's always said, I don't want babies all around. And he has none. Me and him have one child. That's it. Nobody else is in this situation with us. Um, and when he would say things like that, I was like, okay, he has no kids. He had a head on his shoulders. He's always worked. He's always had money. You know, he was just always stable. He comes from a good family. And honey, I could eat him up alive. Okay, seriously. I knew. I really do. Once I started cutting people off, I was like, yeah, this is it. I don't want nobody else. And I didn't for a long, long, long time. Um, and I was patient. I was patient. I waited until I knew that he was really serious. He's always told me, you my one. But I knew he was still, dibbling and dabbling. But that was my choice if I wanted to stay. We both were doing it, like I said. But I knew when he told me these words, guys, this is my story. When he told me he was ready to settle down, he was tired of being in the street and he wanted to have a baby. I knew then, got him. I knew then. It took 10 years I was with my husband before we got married, before we had a baby, before we did any of those things, before we lived together. Okay. Um, Once I had my child was, I think, put in was 18 months. And my mother in law sat down with me and him. And like I said, my husband is from Haiti. He's not from here. His parents, they're old school Haitians. They don't believe in having children and not being married. It's just not their thing. She always told him, "You need to marry Kimmy. You need to marry her." So thank you to my mother-in-law because she always was telling him, "You need to marry this girl. She's good. You know, she's a good mother to your son. Marry her." And one day we was talking about it seriously at his mother's kitchen. I never forget. And this is how we became to be one. Stephon, like I said, he was, at this point, he was like, I think he was younger than 18 months, guys. Maybe I think he was like a little bit over 1 years old, okay? And um, his mother, she sat down with us. She was like, you know what? You got to marry her. He was like, yeah, I'm going to marry her. I already know I'm going to marry her. As soon as those words left his mouth, the next week, and me and his mother was looking for venues to have the wedding. It was just like that. There was no engagement, nothing. I didn't need it. I did not need it, honey. All I needed was to tell him when that wedding was gonna be and for him to be there. Okay. My story, like I said. And after that, we moved in together in his mother's house. I moved in. We had our own apartment in the basement. And we lived together a couple months before we got married. It was just that quick. As soon as it left his mouth, we started looking. And that was it. And like I said, I knew I loved him already from the beginning. But how I knew he was the one is because, like I said, I had a lot of flavors. And I had started not liking them no more. That's how I knew. It's just how I knew. So, guys, tell me your story. How did you know? How did you really know? Did you get the butterflies? Didn't get the butterflies? You knew because you had all the flavors, like I said. Or you just was like, you know what? This is a good catch. I'm going to marry him. There's people that do that. Ain't nothing wrong with that neither. I don't think anything's wrong with that. If your marriage is working and or you just a couple and y'all are working together, living together, paying your bills together, there's nothing wrong with that. It's hard to find your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? And how do you know that that person that you with is really your soulmate? How you know? Like, I don't know if my husband's my soulmate, but I know I love him to death. And I ain't trying to give him up. So, but how I know he my soulmate, I don't know. So, friend, listen to these things I'm telling you. I don't know about the butterflies in the stomach, but you know I know about this, and you know this about me too. The flavors were a lot of flavoring, and you know they started getting cut off. And once that happens, I feel like you know you want to be with that one person all the time. You want to, you want to tell certain things that's going on in your life. You want to tell that person first. Little things like that. That's how you know. You know. So guys, drop comments. I want to hear what you think about this. This was hard for me to really talk about because I was like, I really don't have enough. Like I felt like I didn't have enough, of factual things. But I guess it's each individual that figures out what's their factual thing that makes them know who's the one for them. Let me tell you this. I know who's not the one, okay? And this goes for everybody. Who's not the one is somebody that is mistreating you. Somebody who is, just demeans you every chance they get. They don't believe in you. They talk to you in an ill manner. They never have anything good to say about you. They're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to work with you. They're not willing to help you. They don't like your family. You don't like. This is too much. That's the person that It ain't the one. Maybe that's what we need to do, guys. Let's change this narrative. Instead of trying to find the one, why don't we do the process of elimination? How about we say who's not the one? Because sometimes we with the very people that's not the one, and instead of us leaving them, we stay. You believe that? I believe that. Now there go a fact for you. The very one that is abusing us physically, mentally, not helping us, not taking care of their kids, that is the person that we are saying is our one. Us women do it all the time. I ain't talking to you men because I don't know if y'all do that. I'm a woman, so I know what a woman does firsthand because I'm one of them. You know, we do it all the time. You keep saying, I love him. He the one. I want to marry him. I want to do this. But he doing all them things to you. Why? Why you want him? He's not the one. He giving you a headache. He's giving you a problem. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's not taking care of his kids. He's not taking care of you. Why do you want him? Why do you think he's the one? He is not the one. Eliminate him. Next. There is plenty fish in the sea. Do not settle, ladies. Don't settle. Don't settle because you getting older and you feel like the window is closing on you. God has somebody for everybody. Don't feel like that. Because you could end up making a big mistake. And you don't want that. Mistakes are hard to overturn sometimes. They are hard. Do not make that mistake and settle because you feel like, oh, I'm getting old. I want a companion. I haven't found nobody yet. This one is a little bit okay. I could maybe change him. You can't change him. You can't. He cannot change you. You cannot change him. You just can't. Our characteristics are made up for us when we are younger, and they only continue as we get older, I believe. So if you think that this man is, he's so, you could fix the things that's wrong with him, you cannot. I'm here to tell you he is not fixable. He's not. He's just not. So you need to think about those things. Make good decisions. Okay? Young people, same thing. You definitely have time. You know what I'm saying? Willing that God keep you alive, able to do it. You have time. You don't have to, rush. If you find your person at a young age, say thank you, Jesus. More power to you. Because I heard the market right now is terrible. It is terrible, I heard. Okay? I am so glad I'm not in this millennium of dating. Because the dating pool, they were not like me. My values are too high, honey. And these men nowadays, I heard that they just want women to be their mama. And say, I ain't trying to be nobody's mama. So, think about it. Young people, young ladies, be smart too. Because you can end up making a big mistake. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be careful who you laying down with, who you making babies with. You got to be careful. You know if you should make a baby with somebody. You know. I believe that. If that person is not treating you good, how do you think that you're going to have a baby with them? Why would you think that? Why would you want to have a baby with them? They don't even treat you good. They disowning you as a girlfriend. Why would you want to give them a baby? Think about these things, young girl. It could be an older woman too. Think about it. We have to make better choices as people. Men, that goes for you too. I'm talking to you now. You can chime in. You don't have to sit in the corner no more. You need to be careful where you laying that thing. I know y'all don't think with the head at the bottom, but I mean the head at the top, but you better. Because women is trapping y'all. Y'all getting trapped all the time. And not once, but 2 and 3 and 4 times. It's ridiculous. Babies everywhere. That is not good. And it gives you a headache. And guess what? Everybody taking y'all for child support. Y'all ain't got no money. You driving a nice $40,000, $50,000 car, and guess what? You could barely pay for it. You ain't got a pot to piss in. You live at home with your mama. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. Live at home with your mama if you doing things for yourself and you are basically on some kind of a plan that you have to see yourself do better. That's the only way I see you living home with your mama in your 30s. So drop comments, guys. I want to hear it. That's our topic for the day. How do you know she is the one? How do you know he is the one? Drop comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. I would like us to bring on some more family members, some more subscribers, as long as you know these people are good, and bring them over. Tell them about Kenyatta and how she's dropping gems. I do real talk. Nobody wants to do this anymore, but I do. I'm going to keep doing it, guys. I'm going to keep doing it because I feel like I said, God got a journey for me and this is it. And I'm not going to stop because a video got 2 views, 9 views, 15 views. It will go the way it's supposed to go, the way God see fit, like I always say. So guys, I love you. Thank you so much for continuing watching. I hope you have a blessed evening. And of course, it's real on my side. Peace out.